it's hopeless when you think that you lost. Oh, I will take your hand and we'll rise up from the dust. Oh, here we go, 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 let us heal and grow. You won't be alone, we're unstoppable. Don't be afraid to show what we're going for. This is what we know. We will come back to life, we're still breathing. Standing up, everybody's gonna see it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. Even if we fall, we will rise up and we follow the path that we believe in. No, we're not gonna stop until we reach it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. We rise up from the dust and claim our throne. We all have our reasons why we are on this track. Oh, we all have our burdens, yeah, but we just keep on fighting and we never look back. Here we go, 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 let us heal and grow. You won't be alone, we're unstoppable. Don't be afraid to show what we're going for. This is what we know. Here we come back to life, we're still breathing. Standing up, everybody's gonna see it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. Even if we fall, we will rise up and we follow the path that we believe in. No, we're not gonna stop until we reach it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. We rise up from the dust and claim our throne. We rise up from the dust and claim our throne. We rise up from the dust and claim our throne. Empty hearts and neon lights, they're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. La 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 la, oh, oh. Get me out of broken hearts and starting fights, turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more the sea for a getaway. Car top down and we're driving just to feel young. Moving away to the sea. Moving away, can't you see? Sand in your feet, feel the breeze in the summertime. Stars in the sky, one time for the first time. Moving away to the sea. Moving away, can't you see? We'll drink honey by the ocean. It's our favorite potion. Come on, baby, let me tell you one time that our days will never end, yeah. No, our days will never end, yeah. No. Come on, baby, let me tell you one time that our fire got a love it till you never break apart. We're moving away to the sea. Moving away, can't you see? There won't be one more time, so we gonna do this tonight. There won't be one more time, so we gonna do this tonight. There won't be one more time, so we gonna do this tonight. There won't be one more time, so we gonna do this tonight. Get off your seat, clap your hands to the beat. Grab your champagne glass tonight. We toast to freedom in the Caribbean, yeah. In the Caribbean, yeah. Dan, 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 smoke, smoke, smoke. Fire it up, let our lanterns paint the night sky red. Paint the night sky red, yeah, yeah. We'll drink honey by the ocean. It's our favorite potion. Come on, baby, let me tell you one time that our days will never end, yeah. No, our days will never end, yeah. No. Come on, baby, let me tell you one time that our fire got a love it till you never break apart. We're moving away to the sea. Moving away, can't you see? There won't be one more time, so we gonna do this tonight. There won't be one more time, so we gonna do this tonight. There won't be one more hear the voice of an angel telling me not to lay it down. And I feel the spirit guiding, telling me not to give up. Hold on to every promise I've been praying for at night. I hold on to every comment, won't surrender, not tonight. The shadow rises, I walk through the valley, but I won't let nothing take my heart away. I recognize the powers as they ready. Call the names, I break them one by one and dance to beat. And I hear the voice of an angel telling me not to lay down.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back. Welcome back. It is here with the mostest. It's your boy Small. Yeah. Happy weekend, ladies and gents. Happy Saturday evening. How are we all doing? Ed should be joining us very, very soon. Also, Helen should be joining us very, very soon as well. Yes, we are back. How are we all diddly doodling? We're all doing fine and dandy. My goodness. Yeah. You'll be joining us very soon. But yes, I hope you're all doing fine and dandy. Um, we do have the first segment of Helping Helen tonight, ladies and gents. So looking forward to that. That should be great. She should be joining us soon. So I think I'm in desperate need of a haircut now. Um, it's going a bit too long. But yes. Come on, Ed, where are you? We do have something to talk about. We've got something to talk about tonight, and of course, you'll be seeing me kind of take a bit more of a backseat. You'll be seeing me take more of a backseat tonight. I'm kind of going to give the reins to Helen and Ed more tonight. I will chime in every so often, but yes, mostly, everybody else. My other two guests will kind of take the reins. Hello, Ed. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are we doing?
We're all right. We're all right. We're
Is
just
is
talking
Helen
to
is Helen
Sally.
okay? I sent her the messages and I
I
don't.
don't know. I'll message you because I haven't seen her online today. To be fair,
No, well, she wasn't
she was
allowed when
around
I
earlier.
sent her the
If I'm honest,
link
she's
to the
probably
shop.
fell a bleeding asleep on the couch.
Yeah,
She
probably.
does
No,
this a lot. Yeah.
it's either that
Um.
or she's forgotten again.
Yeah. No, she's probably asleep on the couch. Hang on a minute.
It's like can't get the people, girl. Can't get the staff.
You can't. You can't, mate. I'm telling you honestly. You can't. Honestly.
Honest to God. But we've
There you
had
go.
an interesting day, haven't we?
Oh, we have. We've had a very interesting day.
I mean, I'm
It's
not
been
really going to talk.
absolutely
I'm not really
fine.
going to talk much about. I'll say. I'll have my say.
Right. Here we go. That one.
You know what I
Speaking
mean?
to this one.
I'll say what I It's my opinion on
Yeah,
that.
when we get into it and sort it out. But I got sent the new benefit rules today for the new PIP
Yeah,
thing.
the new benefit
Been
rules
leaked.
have come into place.
Yeah, it's been leaked.
It's been leaked.
Been leaked, yeah.
Oh wow.
So it's been leaked, yeah.
Those of you that don't understand that, when it comes to benefits and benefit fraud and stuff,
Second.
let's just say that they've become an awful lot stricter than what
Oh, big style lot
they
stricter.
used to be. Like,
Yeah, a big style lot
you know,
stricter.
they were originally strict um, until now they are extremely strict with
Right,
advanced
she's just
today.
popped up online, so you might want to send her the link.
I've sent the link already.
All right, okay.
It's literally
All
the Zoom has only just started. We'll
right, okay.
we'll probably have like 2 or 3 Zoom links today.
Yeah, yeah, we'll probably have to. Oh,
And hello, so as
then
you
decided to join us then.
You cheeky git.
That's nice, isn't it? You know.
Hey, I have busted my butt to be here.
Well, that's all right,
I'm
because
not, I'm not
you're live on air at the minute. You know that, don't you?
No,
You're
I
live
look
on
like
air.
shit, don't I?
She's live on air and she's swearing like a trooper. Yep.
Sorry.
super trooper like to go
I
by
didn't
me
think we were
like I
on air yet, are
always
we? Hang on.
Yes,
do.
we're on air.
Oh,
Yeah, we're on air.
oh God.
Yeah.
Right.
I saw in the crowd is you.
So, yeah, dead professional we are here, folks. Can you tell? But yeah, have you sent? By the way, I got sent the new rules for the PIP thing. I don't know how legit
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, I saw them. Yeah.
I don't know how
I'll have
legit
it in a
it
minute.
is, but if it is as legit as it's meant to, as it's looking, then
Well, the thing is, it's only the green paper at the moment.
yeah, well, it
And
gives people an idea what they're looking at doing with it.
the green paper is only the first step.
Yeah,
And the thing is,
it'll get chopped up left, right, and
there's an
centre.
awful lot of changes before it even becomes law. And
Oh
at the
yeah,
moment, have we started yet? Can I?
yeah. Go ahead. Yeah,
Oh yes, we are, but
At
we're
the
live.
moment,
yes,
at
we're
the
live.
moment, they are looking at the earliest April
Yep.
26th, 27.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, by the way, do
There's
you know that person we were talking about? I might as well get into it now. You know that person we were talking about the other week?
later because I just want
Yeah.
to while it's on my brain.
Yeah, go on and get it on your brain. Go on and get it on your brain.
Right. So at the moment, they're looking at 26, 27.
Yep.
And as far as I know, the changes they're going to make will
Yep.
start with new claimants only.
Yeah.
So it's not going to affect current PIP or any other
Repeat.
one. And
Mm.
yeah, and so if it will only affect you from
You
that
applied for the
time
first time.
if you are a new claimant.
Yeah. But if you're going for a repeat or anything like that, it doesn't
Yeah.
affect you per
From
se.
then on, it will come in gradually.
Yeah.
Whatever those decisions happen to be.
Yeah.
Now, what I have worked out, what I've managed to find out,
Mhm.
is that the mobility of this is as things stand, by the way.
Yep.
We don't know if things are going to change later on.
Yep.
But as things stand,
Yep.
you'll know that the PIP, as things stand now,
Yep.
is divided into two different categories. That's
Yep.
the daily living component and the mobility component.
Yep.
And you can have those at different levels, okay?
Yeah.
So at the moment, as far as I can work out, the mobility component stays the same.
Yep.
Mhm.
That isn't going to be touched. It is the daily living component which will be different.
Yeah. That's what
And
we're going to hammer everybody on.
help me with the points bit here because this is where I get a bit lost.
Yep. I can help you with that.
I have worked it out.
Yep.
As things stand now, you have to score a minimum of 8 points over all your criteria. Okay.
That's how it stands at the minute.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how it stands at the moment.
Yep.
But what they're planning on bringing in is that you have to score a 4 points over each section of that daily living component to qualify.
Yeah, no, that's what we've done. What it is, I'll explain. You've got, I'll bring that bit up a minute. Let me bring it up so it can help people and whatnot. 1 second, let me find it. There it is.
Obviously, we're
Uh,
covering up VIP for now, but there is a.
Yep, there's
typical
loads more
one.
we're going to talk about, but yeah, we're just doing the BIP bit. Hang on a minute, what we're doing.
Yeah.
Go to the right bit, Eddie. That would help, would it? Yeah. Right, okay. Not that one. That one. No, not that one. What is it called?
Problem being that I have the way I read it
Yep.
is
That,
that
I'll
where
explain. You've got daily living, and that's your daily money that you get every day to help you assist. Now, these are the criteria as they stand. You have preparing food,
yep
taking nutrition, which is obviously eating food,
yep
managing therapy or monitoring your health. That's if you need to take medication at a certain time.
to medication, yep.
Yep. Washing and
So
bathing.
that's
No,
sorry.
come on, I'm going down the list. Washing and bathing.
Okay,
So you get a
okay.
wash and yeah. Then you've got managing toilet needs, so you can go to the loo, etc. Dressing and undressing, communications, how can you talk to somebody, reading
Yep.
and understanding signs and symbols, again, that's talking to somebody, engaging with other people, that's face to face conversations, making budgeting decisions, which is like working out how much money you've got and if you can survive on it and what you need to pay and what you don't need to pay. Then you've got the mobility activity side of it. Now that is planning of
No, Eddie, you've forgotten
yeah.
something.
Go on, Ed.
The planning and executing a journey one.
That's now under mobility activities.
Okay. Oh, they've moved it. Okay.
Yeah, so that's
Right.
planning and following a journey, mobility activities, moving around, and that is the 12 criteria now.
Yeah.
Now you need to get
now.
yeah, now you need to get under the new criteria, it's exactly the same. Yep. However,
Mhm.
if you can this is how they've now worked out. Say let's go to preparing food. The old days, you have can you prepare and cook food and a simple meal? Yes, if you can, you get 0 points. Now, the old rule, you had, do you need an aid or applicant to be able to either prepare or cook a simple meal? Now, that was things like, do you need somebody to help you, or have you got special tools like if you've got a nervous shake or whatever? Yep.
So if
Now, the old rules, that used to get you 4 points.
Mhm.
Yep. On the new rules, it only gets you 2.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if you only get 2 points on that preparing of food, that's the first one. Are you with me? You
Yeah.
don't qualify.
Yeah.
Taking nutrients. If you can, let's go for a 2-pointer. Need therapeutic sources to take nutrition. So you need somebody to tell you, yeah?
Yeah.
No, I'll go for need, using an aid to take your medication, yeah?
Yeah.
Unsupervised. That gets you 2 points currently. Under the new
Yeah.
rules, that will get you 2 points, but again, you won't get any benefit because you need to score 4.
Yeah.
For that each question, you have to score. On each question, you've got the option of scoring up to 10 points. If you don't get 4 on one of the 12 questions, you don't get any benefit. So
Yeah.
if you are a member of the public who gets 2 points on every single one, yep,
Yeah.
you don't get any benefit.
If you use me as an example,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
So
I'll use you as an example. You can.
no, listen.
Yeah, go on.
I don't, as things stand, I don't usually talk about my stuff on air,
Go.
but as things stand,
Yep,
I cannot prepare a meal for myself
yep,
because I cannot stand unaided,
yep,
and therefore I would need one hand to support myself and the other hand to do whatever I could in the kitchen.
yep,
So apart from that, there is the issue of standing up in pain. If I stand up for more than say 5 seconds,
yep,
for starters, I can't do it without support, but
yep,
also I'll be in agony within about 5 seconds if
yep,
I'm not supported. So
yep.
therefore, that would put me out of the cooking and preparing a meal section.
But hang on. Under the new rules, it
I would,
doesn't.
but I
Yeah,
would score 2 points on the preparing,
yep.
wouldn't I?
Hang on.
But I would still score 4 under the mobility part of it. That's right, isn't it?
No, I'll explain. The way
Oh,
it
it's
works now, this is why
now, isn't
the
it?
proper screwed it up now. Yeah, you
Yeah.
get 2 points because you can use an aid. So, for example, you have a chair to sit down on.
Yeah.
Yep, that's that question dead in the water.
Yeah.
You then go to let me go. So you don't have another question about preparing food.
Yeah.
That's it. It's dead. The only way you get the 4 points is if you do, for example, need supervising or assistance to either prepare or cook a simple meal.
Well,
That's
I
what you
would.
would get your 4 points on.
I
But if you
would
can,
because
if you,
I wouldn't be able to do that myself.
that's it. But you get your
So
4
I would
points
get the
on that.
score on that.
But if you then go down to, hang on, let me go. Let me go find one. Communication. Yep.
Yeah.
The old days, you need to use an aid or appliance to be able to speak or hear. So, for example, you have a hearing aid. Yep.
Yeah.
The old one, you get 2 points on. Yep.
Yeah.
The new one, if you do not get, hang on, need communication support to be able to express or understand complex verbal information. Yeah. So basically, if you don't understand what they're saying to you, that's the only reason. That's the lowest grade you can go to get your 4
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
So if you've got learning difficulties, then yes, you may get away with it. But if you can have a conversation with somebody, you get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can hold a solid conversation.
Yeah, basically. Mobility, planning a journey, right?
This is where I'm gonna have a problem
Yeah,
because obviously anybody who knows me knows I can't walk I can walk providing I've got support, but I can walk a very, very short distance.
yeah,
And if I don't have that support, then I have to crawl
yeah.
because there is no way I can't stand up. I just can't do it.
No, but this is what the piss take is, pardon my French, folks, everybody that's watching this,
Yeah.
is Helen would not be classed as having a disability on that. That's how ridiculous it is.
Yeah.
I do
It-
think that, like, as you said, they're going to be looking at things, and there's going to be things that they're going to change.
The thing is
This
also
isn't this thing isn't set in stone at this moment in time.
It isn't.
They have
exactly.
got a rough draft, so they will
Yeah,
look at this and they will go, right. Well, when it comes to mobility, that's a bit harsh. We'll have to change that
yeah,
because they will have their other people that will have more knowledge and whatnot than they do, and they will go
yeah,
mobility and whatnot
Yes, but
are quite important. So that has to be altered, has to be changed. Either you
yeah.
keep it as the same as it was, or you make slight tweaks, but don't make too many.
what
Same with
concerns me,
communication. Same with communication. Same with communication.
yeah,
Yes, it is vital, but you might need to make some tweaks here and there. Some people might try and get away with murder, saying that they can't hold a communication when in actuality they can. So
The thing.
you need
This
to
is
make
where
some.
it's going to get
You
really
might
awkward for everybody.
need to make some tweaks with that. Is if you can hold a solid 10-minute conversation, you're fine. Like you shouldn't be saying that you shouldn't. If you can do solid conversation,
with regards to the PIP,
Mm,
in the green paper or the
yeah,
what I read today and yesterday, there is no well, basically what's going to happen is they're planning as under this green paper to um scrap what is the work compatibility assessment in 2028.
yeah,
Okay, now there's a lot more to talk about that, which I'll go into in a minute. But the thing is, what under this green paper, they haven't consulted on that, and it's
yeah,
not mentioned as part of the consultation. So not only is the WCA not part of the consultation,
yeah,
the situation with the benefits with regarding
yeah,
PIP isn't actually properly in the
yeah,
green paper. At the
yeah,
moment, the green paper is basically, if I have read it correctly, more to do with universal credit and the what will be the two different the new benefit later on.
yeah,
because
There is a
like
little bit mentioned about
Ed sent me the list, and when I look at all of the things that they have got down, like preparing food and etc., I see a lot
yeah.
of them that I'm like things are going to be changed massively with a lot of them.
yeah,
Some of them they're going to need tweaks. Uh, and so like managing therapy, monitoring that's far too big. So
Hmm.
they'll look at altering that. Washing and bathing way too big.
Hang
Like
on, can I just
if
jump in
you
the
can't
chat a minute?
maneuver around and
Tom, we're
whatnot.
not talking about you at the minute. We're talking about the new PIP assessment.
Is
and
that is
which
that
you
it?
will. I've looked at the list, and you won't get PIP under the new rules. But yeah,
Really?
carry on.
The
Well,
what was
that's
I
what
going
I
to
mean.
say? I've lost my thread now.
That's not an interruption. Go ahead.
Um,
I've got a muppet in the chats going off. So don't worry. Go on, carry on.
I was going to say that obviously it hasn't been properly covered in the PIP, the green paper, and that's something that is going to concern a lot of people because they haven't actually outlined properly
They're not-
how they're going to do that yet.
Yeah, how they're going to qualify it or clarify
Exactly.
it.
And the thing is, there's a lot of fear going about precisely because they haven't outlined it properly.
What's it? It's like you can turn round. The old days you used to do it is to contact your GP or to
Yeah,
send you for a medical.
yeah,
Yep. The new way they're talking about, and again, just so everybody knows, this isn't set in stone, but the new ways they're talking about doing it is they're talking about basically sending you to like an assessment, but where the old assessments used to take up to an hour. Yeah.
fair though. They have been doing that for a long time. A lot of
Ah, no,
people
no,
have
no, 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 no.
had to go to
The
the
old
assessment
assessments, as
already.
it's been done now, you go for an assessment that can take up to. Yeah.
Yeah,
The new assessments talking about take half a day.
right.
And that's going
That's
to
news
cause a
to me.
lot of people problems with anxiety and everything else because obviously
Mm.
they've got to turn around and be there for
Well,
half a day.
I couldn't cope with that from
Oh,
my own
I'd end up
perspective. I
I'd end up
couldn't cope
losing my
with that.
rag with them if it was me.
I
Used to-
speaking for myself personally, aside the fact that we don't have a car
Yeah,
and my husband doesn't drive,
yeah,
we would then have to get the bus in, which would exhaust me on its own.
yeah,
Then we would have to get to the assessment centre, which, say, in my case, would probably be Bristol,
yeah,
at the closest. I would have to get there. Then I would have to go through the half a day of assessment, and I would be absolutely shattered even
yeah,
by the time we got up there. And given the fact that we know that in as things stand, there are various problems with assessment centres in terms of
yeah.
steps being where they shouldn't
Impartiality.
be. Exactly.
Yeah,
And that would be a massive problem for me. I was lucky when I got my P assessment that they came to my home,
yeah.
which I didn't like. I
No.
wasn't happy. I didn't like the feeling of being judged in my own home. I didn't like the feeling that somebody was watching me and I
Yeah,
was in a terrible state. And to be honest, it was my P, my PIP assessment. I
yeah,
sobbed.
yeah.
And if I sobbed, somebody who knows pretty much, well, I don't know everything, but I've had a lot of experience of different things. If
Yeah, couldn't handle
I
it.
do, I do have health problems, I know that. But if I couldn't cope with it, imagine what it's going to be like for somebody that's new to illness, new to disability, and new to mental health problems.
Oh yeah.
And that's what's frightening. And the lack of mental health component in these new plans is also frightening.
Which is why I do
Yeah.
believe that there are going to be the tweaks that are going to be made.
Yeah,
Because
I think
because
they'll
of
have to be.
those individuals that, as you said, that are new to, you know, mental
It's
health,
gonna be
etc. They're
it's
gonna
gonna
they're
be
gonna
absolutely
they're gonna have to
terrifying.
look at it because they now know that mental health is such a big thing, in the world today, and it's a major issue in
That's
today's
true.
world. It was never really taken seriously for a long time, far too
No,
long, in my honest opinion. Now it has to be
They try
taken
to
into
put a
effect. So
plaster
they're
plast
going
on
to
a
look at
broken leg.
things and they're going to have to
no,
go, right, what things do we have to tweak? What things do we need to look at the mental health aspect? Those that are
yeah,
currently dealing with mental health and they are known to be suffering due to mental illness, and those that are new to it, those that are
mm,
either not recently diagnosed. We need to come up with something that can assist these individuals a little
Yeah.
bit
yeah,
more, even though they've already got said disabilities that they do have. What is it that we can do that can assist them a little bit more,
yeah,
so that they're not having that moment of absolute mental breakdown?
Meltdown.
You
Yeah.
know,
which
let's see what we
happened to
can do
me.
to try to help those people that unfortunately aren't
Thing
as
is,
fortunate as others.
no, the
No,
thing is, this is what the kicker is. For those that are on it at the minute, Yes, the government give them a bit of breathing space for whatever. But what they're not telling you is, and the DWP are already implementing this, is that they've already had the paperwork to get on top of this, we will say.
Yeah.
And they're turning around and they are, even though they've been told not to implement anything, they are now starting to implement it.
Hmm.
They're starting to roll it out because
they have been
know.
doing it slowly.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's not even been passed yet. It's like equivalent of you being arrested for
Another thing we
shoplifting, but there's no shoplifting crime.
no,
Yeah.
we need to mention the fact that to become law,
Yeah.
and a white paper has to go through various stages,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
it also has to go through what's called an impact assessment, which means that there has to be numerous consultations towards the people who are going to be affected by the policy,
Mhm.
and that has to be actually considered. Now, while the Tories were in power, there were cases where an impact assessment wasn't done before
Yeah.
putting various disability related changes into place. Now, I'm hoping, we're all hoping, that there will be an impact assessment done on all these benefits and all
Yeah.
these things that will affect people. But it scares me, and there is always a possibility, given the previous 14 years, a lot of people are going to be traumatized already.
Yeah.
Yes.
For the last 14 years of being labelled scroungers or whatever you want to, whichever way
yeah.
you want to put it, a lot of people are already going to be in a state with that.
Yeah.
And all that has to be considered as well. The psychological impact of this,
But here's the thing: like
even
the Labour
before.
Party could be voted out in the next election, which is very likely to
Yeah,
happen.
yeah,
Thing is, that's 4 years away.
It is, yes. I know it's quite some time away, but they could implant it, and like I said, it may not come into effect until 2027, 2028, around that period of time. The new
Oh, yeah.
the new
what,
like they could put
but they,
they could put this all in place, but then the new
yeah,
Parliament will power, and they will go, because let's be honest, Labour, they've not been getting a good
The new parliament are just going to walk in
yeah,
and rubber stamp it because it saves them doing it.
they will
mm,
look at it and they will go, right, well, let's see if there's anything that we agree with, and let's see if there's anything that we disagree with. Let's see what, if there's things that we can improve, let's see if we can do that. Let's get rid of the things that don't work, haven't worked, have left people in worse states than what they already are. Let's see if we can improve that. Because as we all know, the Labour Party hasn't had a good run of things since they've gotten into office, like
They're a complete
into
crashing muffs.
Parliament. They haven't. Let's be honest, it's not been looking good for them. Uh, Starmer has made some questionable, decisions. I mean, it's Parliament,
questionable
and
decision.
it's every single leader, they make mistakes. So it's one of them ones where
I
it needs to be improved. But yeah,
I don't even, speaking for myself, I don't even know where to start with what they've done. I voted Labour because
It's all your
I
fault.
no, listen,
it's
listen,
all your fault.
I've got a valid reason. I've got a valid reason. I voted Labour because since 2010, my MP was Jacob Rees-Mogg.
Yeah, your best.
Now,
No,
you will know, if you've got any idea about politics at all, you will know how difficult he was as an MP. You will know some of the beliefs that he held, and
he
I
was a jumped
basically,
up posh prat.
well, yeah, I fought him a lot over that time. So for us
Who is this?
down here, Jacob Rees-Mogg was my MP.
Right. Okay.
Oh,
Um,
he's a right posh twat he is from my
yeah,
friend.
and
Edge,
between
edge,
for
read it,
us,
read it.
Yeah.
it was a straight fight between Labour and Tories. There wasn't another option, really, realistically. And I was so desperate after 14 years of having him and having to deal with him and having him dismiss all sorts of things that I voted Labour. Now, now it was very hard for me to do that because I really wanted to vote Green, but it was a tricky situation. The thing is, since then, I had a fair idea that under Starmer it wouldn't be a walk in the park.
No.
And
He's
I
just visited Barrow recently.
has he just been up there?
He's been at BAE.
Yeah, Starmer. He was up here a couple of days ago.
Because
Oh
apparently
God!
Barrow has now been called Royal
We've been given a
Barrow.
lordship. Yeah, we've been given a royalship.
Yeah, it's been
What,
called
York?
Royal
Now,
Barrow.
yeah, it's Royal Barrow Docks now.
Yeah.
Hilarious!
I know.
I'm like,
Oh, God,
Barrow
Anyway,
is not anything, but it's nothing close to being royal. Like, what?
hilarious! That's the funniest thing
there
ever.
is. We say please and thank you before we spit on the floor.
The thing is,
That's really
like,
funny.
and this is why I always say, this town would be nothing without the yard. It wouldn't. Although, yes,
Yeah,
the yard has
the
gone way
yard's
too
got a
far
lot to
with
answer
buying all the
for, though.
buildings and everything else that they have done over the last 10,
Yeah.
15 years. But this town wouldn't be in the position that it's in if it wasn't for the yard, which is
Oh, yeah, but
it's what we
Yeah.
call
Explain to me
BAE.
what
That's
the
what it
yard
was.
is,
It was
because
usually
BAE.
no,
that's
I
what
don't.
BAE.
BAE
Oh,
used to be called.
okay,
Was
okay.
the yard.
BAE.
It's
Okay,
BAE.
right.
The shipbuilders,
It used to be
basically.
called
They
something
run
else
the
Yeah.
as well.
town
What was
now.
the other one? Vickers.
BSEL. Yeah,
Was Vickers?
BSEL.
Yeah,
Vickers
Vickers, wasn't it?
Shipbuilding Engineering. Yeah, Vickers Shipbuilding Engineering Limited.
Vickers, yeah. And then, of course,
Basically,
it was
we.
renamed BAE Systems very, very, very long ago.
Yeah, and it's pretty said. Basically, they've got the council in the pocket. They yell jump, the council ask how I.
Mm.
So, but that's it. But anyway, right, going back, because I want to get to this point, because I want to raise it and get it out of the way, and then we can talk about other things as well. So if anybody's got any questions, put them in the chat.
Yeah, get
You
in
know
the
the
chat.
person we
Get
were
in the chat
talking
with
about?
any other
I won't
questions.
mention any names. I won't mention any names, but I want to clarify a point with Helen. And it's straightforward, Helen, to be able to do
Eddie,
this.
we can't keep going through this. How many times have I said it? He's not going to qualify.
No, not saying that. No, I'm not saying that. Basically, an individual came to me this week and said that the benefit he was paid was his money and he could do what he wanted with it. Now,
Um,
the bit I want to clarify is, and I know the answer to this, that's why I'm just being courteous, bringing you into it, basically. Because if I say it, I'll just say it as I see it. But basically, what he's thinking in his mind, he's saying that, for example, he can get UC or PIP or whatever, job seekers or whatever, you would be. Yep.
mm,
And then he can use that if he wants to sit in the pub all day, every day for as long as he wants. And the DWP are happily going to keep giving him the money. Now, the last time I checked, the DWP that they'll give, the money that they give you through the DWP isn't miraculously grown on a tree.
no.
It's actually money that people that worked or do work pay into the government purse, and then that gets paid to help people that are unemployed or in a position where they're disabled and can't work, etc.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not there for them to basically sit in a pub all day or go all over the world and
No.
live it up the high life. Because
No.
obviously, in my understanding, if you're doing that, then you're not you're breaching the legislation of getting the money. Because as I said to the individual in question, well, if that's the case, that's what you think. How come everybody else isn't going all over the world?
Where does going all over the world come into it again? Because last time I
That's where the
checked, it was
individual
like a
uses.
pub.
No, that's where the individual uses the benefits, for example,
Right.
To
for
go
traveling
from
the world.
here, to go from
Just give me
here.
2 seconds. I just have to stand up and
Yeah,
sit down again because I'm really hurt.
that's fine.
Well, not stand up, but kneel up.
Yeah, you have to move.
Hang on a sec.
Like,
Right,
Sorry.
I'll be
That's
going
the
to end
first.
this one very quickly. They send you a new link.
That's fine. Then do that. We'll do that.
Okay.
All right.
It's all your fault. There we go. It's all your fault. There we go. All righty. All right, we all good?
So we're all back again, yeah.
We're all back.
Yep.
Let's get on with it
Yeah,
then.
no, that's it. Yeah, no, basically the point I was making is we've had a few discussions over the last week with this individual and a few other individuals, to be fair, that they brought into the conversation. Is in their eyes, whatever benefit they're paid, they can basically do what they want, when they want, how they want, and everything else. Because it's their money that goes into their bank account, so therefore they can just do what they want with it. And I was just trying to explain to him, and banging my head against the wall in the process, that while yes, it is his money, it is not his money to decide what he wants to do with it. For example, he is given that money for specific purposes, i.e., to help him live, not
Yeah.
to spend 800 or 900 quid on accommodation, on flights, and whatever else.
Yeah.
But since that conversation, a lot of people have seen some of the posts that have gone up. And let's just say that it's going to be a very interesting week for that individual. Because they say without being very blunt, they pissed off quite a few people off.
Mm-hmm.
So they'd say to decide to do what they're going to do, which is fine. It's not the individual in question.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the flip side of that, though, as I say, the point I'm asking Helen is what do you when it comes to like benefits and stuff? And again, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, but I'll answer the question first. Do you think anybody that gets caught fiddling the system should have some sort of action taken? It could be a prison sentence, etc. I'll tell you my view, so everybody gets it. Okay, my views are quite simple. If you are doing it in error, so for example, I don't know, say you win 100 quid on a bandit, you meant to declare it by the legislation, and you don't, and they come and see you and say, "Oh, we
What?
know you've won 100 quid." Yeah,
100 quid winning.
yeah, you've got to declare any income at all, anything over
Any
£20,
any any kind of
Right?
income that you get, whether it could be through you doing social
gambling
media
or
stuff,
whatever.
whether it's you
Oh
earning
yeah, yeah.
a win
I
from a
knew
bet,
that.
whether it's you
Yeah,
earning
but
Yeah.
basically,
winnings from a bingo hall, you have to claim
yeah,
it and declare it.
yeah.
Okay.
Right, so as I say, if somebody turns around
Like
in error,
50%. I did know.
yeah, if somebody does it in error where they say, "I don't know, we 100 quid on a bandit," they don't declare it, the DWP get wind, they come and we will have word here, you've not declared this, that, and the other. I can understand that it's an accident, fair enough, give 'em a rollicking,
Yeah. Yeah.
etc. But if
Generally, take a
And you know.
deduction from
yeah,
your payment.
if they want
Yeah.
to take a deduction, they can take a deduction
They'll
with it.
most than likely take a
But
Yeah.
deduction
when
as
you've
a smack.
got
That's
somebody,
the smack. They'll probably first. It'll probably be a smack on the wrist. If they do it a
yeah,
second time,
Yeah.
then it's deduction.
deductions, yeah. Now my argument is, if you've got somebody that does that, and okay, it's genuine an accident, yeah, then fair enough, not a problem. Give them a bollocking and leave it at that. That's fine.
Yeah.
But when you've
Give
got
them a telling
somebody
off
who's
that one time. Said, right, this is the only time you're gonna get it. Like, there's your smack on the wrist. Do it again, and we'll take further action. But if they
Yeah.
but when you've
continuously do
got
it,
somebody sort of right, this is the thing. When you've got somebody that's deliberately doing it,
Mhm, yeah, they know exactly
then
what they're doing.
what's my opinion? Um, because to me, I think, as I said, and I do know they do this. And I've had a lot of backlash online when I've said this, but
Hmm.
I do think when you've got somebody who's deliberately
Deliberately,
going out to defraud them, I'm not saying a couple of quid. I'm talking hundreds of thousands or more pounds,
if not more.
thousands of pounds to be fair. Then you should turn around and throw the book up.
Yeah.
Because what they're doing is they're not technically stealing from the government; they're stealing from people that actually do need the assistance.
Yeah.
And that's where I have the problem with it, because at the end of the day, if you're going to turn around and steal from another disabled person, for example,
Yeah.
then you deserve everything you
When
get.
you're constantly, going to the pub near enough every day, or using that money
Traveling the
to go on
world or
holiday,
blowing money on bandits or
far too
whatever.
much, when in reality you've already been told of the rules of that legislation, which is you get 30 days a year, so which is basically what you receive from your place of employment if you do work. Sometimes you might get
Yeah.
maybe a bit more. You could get about 35 or 40, depends on who you work for and how their
Yeah.
company policy goes when it comes to holidays. But 30
Well, I
days a
couldn't even
year
get to the local pub
is
by
what you get
myself.
with
So
them, and if you go over it,
yeah.
that's it.
But yeah, no,
Yeah.
my view on it is, at the end of the day, is you're not just stealing from the government, they're stealing from disabled people.
Yeah.
And they're stealing, if I'm honest, from people like me that worked all my life, made them bit of money for myself, retired, and fucking enjoying life now. But they're still stealing from me because at the end of the day, I'm the one that put that fucking money in there in my taxes.
Mhm.
You know, and it's like you've got a lot of people jumping up and down about the foreigners and stuff.
So I'd say though,
Yeah,
there seems to be a lot of misconception that disabled people don't pay tax.
oh, they do.
Now,
Yeah, absolutely.
listen, no, let me finish.
Yep.
The thing is that we do pay tax because we pay tax on food, we
Yep.
pay tax on petrol, we pay tax on white goods, we pay tax on everything in society. So the idea that seems to be quite prevalent at the moment that disabled people are scroungers and we don't contribute anything, that idea is absolute
Oh,
crap.
Yeah.
Because we pay to live in society. We pay for things. We buy clothes when we need them. We buy things that we need when we need them. You know, we buy food.
You buy cars, you buy petrol. You know, yeah, you're right.
I mean, personally, I don't buy petrol because I can't drive and we don't have a car. But you see what I mean?
She'll tell you I can't drive either, but that's another
Well,
story.
I'm not saying anything about your driving because I've heard about it, and I don't think we should go into that on air.
But but no, my point is, as I say, it's like currently there's a big push online about the foreigners coming into the country and you know they're not paying into the system. Now, to a point, yeah, I agree with some of it. If they're coming in by a boat, they should be turned around and sent straight back. I have no issue with
Yeah,
that.
that part of it I
Because at the end
agree
of
with. If they're coming in here and they're
there's
not coming in the
legitimate
the
reasons.
legal route, send them back.
This is another
You know.
question. But since we're on the subject,
Yeah,
I will just discuss this quickly.
go
Now,
ahead.
for a little while, I was on the trustee board of a charity. I did it before I got too ill to manage it, and I had to stop. But this charity was a little local one, and it dealt with some refugee issues. Okay, now what I found out during that period of time,
Yep.
which wasn't very long, it was a couple of months because I was standing in for somebody, and as it happened, I couldn't do it anyway because I wasn't well.
Yep.
But what I found out, and what should be put forward more than it is put forward, is that at the moment there is something called, well, there is no legal asylum route to go to the UK, to come to the UK, because they've already been shut off. So people who, like you say, come over in small boats or whatever you want to call them, they have no choice but to come in this way. Now, I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong.
Oh no,
Because
I'm gonna just give you a bit on that.
Shut
Yeah,
it. And
go
let me
ahead.
finish.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
For 5 minutes, Eddie, just shut up and let me talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right? I'm sorry,
That's
but
you
it's
told
got
her.
to be said, right? And if you think this is bad, imagine what we were like on Radical. But anyway,
Oh
that's
yeah, I
beside
was
it.
swearing. Yeah, go ahead.
What I was saying was there is situations where people do need to flee war and they do need to flee extreme situations. Now, I don't have a problem with that, and I think when you look at it from, all right, I'm naive, okay, I admit it, and I'm a softie, and I think that if people need help, then we should do it where we're able to do it. And I find it difficult to turn people away who need help. And that goes for my life and it goes for how I feel about policies. And yes, I'm a liberal, I'm a wet blanket, whatever you want to call me, I'm a snowflake, whatever. But I call it compassion. Now, I know that we can't afford to help everybody. And I know that there are people that think, look after ourselves first. And that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. But my problem is when people say we should look after ourselves, our own first, and then they don't, and then they turn their back on their own, and they're still using that excuse, and it doesn't wash. You can't have it both ways. You can't say, let's get rid of the small boats so we can look after our own and then not bother to look after your own. That's what a lot of people end up doing, and that's what a lot of people end up saying. And for me, that's wrong. In an ideal world, we would be able to help everybody. We would be able to help people that need it. People that are fleeing war, people are fleeing
I
famine,
agree. Right, I got my two. I got my
fleeing
2 pence now.
bombs. you know, we do have a duty to help them
Yeah,
within
well,
reason
I'm going to have my two
where we
from this.
can.
I agree with your point, but there's always a but.
But
But when you hear from the refugees, not talking, like the media and shit, refugees are even saying this, yeah, they're paying anywhere between £200 and £1,000 to get a seat on the boat.
yeah,
My argument is, well, if you've got that sort of money, why the hell are you coming here? The
Well,
other
yeah,
question I've got for you is,
that's my kind of question as well. Is
right?
yeah,
The other
if you're
question is I've
capable of
got is,
spending roughly at maximum of £1,000 to get on the boat for you to flee the country that you are currently trying to flee away from, how do
right,
you
well,
have
this
that
is the
money
one that's
just on
really gonna,
hand? £1,000
this
is
is
a
the
lot.
thing.
that is
Is actually
true.
quite. A lot of people are going to be like, for someone that works working class, £1,000 is a lot of money.
There's a bigger problem than that, though. This is the thing, right? This is a bigger problem. This is the one thing that it's like my thorn in my side that it doesn't sit
Hmm.
well with me, to be fair. And that's this. I accept that there is people out that need help. I've got no issue, I've got no problem. We will help with England. We've always been, we're always the first to knuckle down and get stuff done if it needs doing to help other countries. Yep, that goes without saying, right?
Yeah,
My problem is, and again, it's a big issue, and this is the same. This is a point I do agree with, and I've argued with idiots online about this. Is when they come to England, for example, yep,
mm,
Hmm.
they come through. For example, and I'm just going to throw you a couple of names. They come through Germany, France, Spain, whatever. You with me?
mm,
Now, my point is, and this is where I have the big issue. This is when I clamp down on it, me personally, if I was in charge. If you're fleeing for health reasons, safety reasons, whatever you want to call it, yep, right?
yeah,
So, for example, you're coming from, I don't know, Kuwait,
okay,
because you're gay, for example, and you're going to get put to death because of your sexual orientation. Yep.
okay,
But then you come through France and Germany to get to England. Yep.
yeah.
Why didn't you stop in France and Germany initially?
Well, this is the thing, and this is where you've got me because I actually don't have an adequate answer for that.
Well, I've got the answer
Um,
for it, and that
go on
is
then.
something that, and the answer is because France and Germany and the rest of them, yeah, don't have a welfare system in place for them.
Well,
So they give them free food and stuff. Are you with me? Yeah, as in like
yeah,
food banks that time. But that's all they do get. They don't get nothing else. They come to England, and it is a border contention for me. I'm arguing with lots of people on this.
I just have to say though that the vast majority of refugees and people coming for a better life that I know about,
Yeah. Oh
work
no, I'm not
really
saying there's not
hard.
genuine cases out there, but there is. But
They
my
they
point.
they work really hard and they
Oh
contribute to
yeah,
the
yeah.
economy. And no, listen, without refugees and people that come here from other countries, the NHS would have collapsed long ago.
But no, they're coming
The,
in though
the system
legally.
wouldn't. Well, yes. Okay,
My
go on
point
then.
my point isn't a legal point. My point is this, right? And again, it's a point I've raised online, and you can argue with me because I love a good argument. I'm not that sort of person. But it boils down to this from my point of view. Like, if they come to the country for whatever reason, yeah, if they've got legit reason to be in, and yeah, bring them in, fine, no issue with it. Yep. The problem I have is when they come through Germany and France, and the only reason they come is because of the benefit system, because of the handouts. Now, you can argue the point, oh, they're not coming for the handouts, but my argument is, well, if they come through Germany and France and all the rest, and they're coming because they're fleeing the, I don't know, war, for example, you with me?
Yeah,
Is that war in Germany? No. Is that war in France? No. So why aren't they stopping there? They're not.
yeah,
And that if they go there and France say, oh, you can sod off, we don't want you. Yeah, we're full.
yeah.
I think it's Switzerland had done. Yep. They don't take any refugees. You won't have them in the country, right? Then, by all means, come to England. Use the system to see if you can get citizenship here or whatever. No issue with that. But they're not even. Some of them are not even attempting to.
My feeling is though, and call me naive if you want, because I know I am. I admit it.
Yeah.
And but that said, I'm not naive enough to think that there aren't problems with all these arguments because I know that there are. I've done a lot. I've met
Yeah.
various people and I know bits and bobs.
Yeah.
Um, now I've lost my thread. What was I saying?
About you've got your own argument for why they should come here.
I've got my own argument about why they should come here. And the thing is, that was what I was going to say. What I was going to say was nobody. I mean, if you've seen on the front of the media the pictures of the little children that have died while they've been coming over here in boats,
Yeah.
or they've been smuggled into the country through people trafficking or whatever.
Yep. Yep.
Nobody can say that they would willingly put their family through that, put through all those risks
Yeah.
without a valid reason.
Oh yeah,
Now,
but this is the problem.
perspective,
Yeah, no,
and
that's a good perspective, but there's one problem with it, which is a lot of what people don't realise.
which is
Which is 90%. Well, I won't say I'll be fair. I'll probably say 40%. Yeah,
yeah,
that are coming over are not even kids.
that's true.
And my point is, why? If you say, I'll put it bluntly, if I was in, say tomorrow wartime, we had to flee England. Yep,
Yeah,
I wouldn't go to France because it's too close to England. I wouldn't go.
yeah,
Yeah, Germany, yeah, it's further away. Russia, further away. You with me?
yeah.
Right?
But you wouldn't want
But
to go to Russia at the
I
moment, would
wouldn't
you?
jump on a boat and go all the way, and travel halfway around the world to go to America.
No.
But that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Now, if that was me on my own, now if I had a family, then yeah, I'd look at the best for the thing for the family. You with me?
Yeah.
You'd obviously go for ideally what the shortest boat trip would be and the
Exactly.
safest, potentially safest
Yeah.
way of doing it,
Yeah.
wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But I mean, think of the level of desperation you'd have to be to put yourself in the back of a lorry or on the back of a boat or in a boat and just escape. Now, I'm not saying that everybody has that, and maybe there are some people who come and they don't need to be here. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that everybody does, but what I'm saying is that we need to stop with these blanket terms
Oh yeah, I
and
totally agree with that.
terming all refugees as bad and
Yeah.
referring to the small boats as if they're all the same. Now, they're not
Yeah.
all the same.
No,
Not
no,
not not every
but there's an
person that
easy
comes
way to fix.
here
There's an easy
is
way to fix it, and this is the problem.
yeah.
They won't do it. The reason they won't do it is because there's too much money in it.
Mm-hmm.
They could do the same as Italy. I think no, not Italy. Sweden has done, which is you come along. Yep.
Yeah.
You have shops in. I know it's compounds. Going back to Germany, everybody says that when I say this point, but I'm not talking about that. You live in a city or a town. Yep.
I'm going to have to move again. Hang on.
Go on. You
No
live in a
problem.
city or a town, right? They come along and they say, right, okay, you need our standard practice for members of the public is £200 a month. Yep, to live on. Right?
Yeah.
We will give you a book, like a
Book.
pension book,
Yeah, like a rent book.
Yep. And you get
Yeah.
£200 to spend at 2 or 3 different shops. We'll say Tesco's, local corner shop, sort of thing, you with me? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll give you somewhere to live. Right?
Yep.
That's it. You don't get nothing else. Right?
Yeah.
Which means you can't go out on the piss, pardon my French. Yep. It doesn't.
Okay.
You stop becoming a migrant of finance, and you start becoming a migrant for the reason you're being here. Because if you're fleeing a country which is so bad, you don't want to go out on the piss. You don't want to turn around and do this, that, and the other. You want basically somewhere safe to be.
You
Yeah.
Like
want a better
you
life.
want somewhere
And
you
you want a
want
better
somewhere
life.
to go where it's away from all of that torment
Yeah, and it's better life.
and and destruction, and
Away from
you just want to go somewhere
persecution
where it's
and
Yeah,
nice and quiet, where you
yeah.
can yourself and your family, be safe, stay at home,
and I think if we brought that
do
in,
just basically spend the nights at home. Yeah, of course,
yeah,
go
if
out
we
every so
brought that
often
Well,
in,
because everybody
well,
needs to let the
if we,
hair down, but not go out
yeah, but no,
on a regular
if we brought that
basis.
in for 12 months, yeah,
mm,
for the first 12 months, you've got to live like that. You with me?
Yeah,
yeah.
I hear
I
what you
think
I hear what you're
90% of the
saying.
migrants wouldn't be here because they'd realise for 12 months they've got to live on with basically, they can't go out and make money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can't get pissed. They can't do what they want because they're tied to. And the other thing is, well, it would stop them disappearing because they could only get fed at them particular places.
Hmm.
Mm,
So
I can
again, it goes.
somewhat
yeah.
agree, like agree to that to an extent.
it would stop them from disappearing because
I
yeah,
do understand that they should have like a probationary period of
yeah,
this is what you need to do throughout this probationary period. You can't be going out on a
because
regular
at the
basis just
minute,
wasting the money,
yeah,
and you know
yeah,
you have to live you be living in the country for a certain amount of time before you can start applying for jobs and stuff.
yeah,
I do agree with that. I do agree that they should have a probationary period of you need to get acclimated to living in the United Kingdom. You need to get
yeah.
used to that. So
Well, it's like
here's
there's
the
a thing.
probationary period. If you step out of line just even a slightest bit, we'll ship you
We're
back.
shipping you out. Yeah,
If you
and I
step out
think,
of line just in the
and if you
slightest
turn up
fraction,
without a
we'll ship you
passport, I
back.
think it's automatically you get deported.
I can understand and somewhat agree to it.
I think it's like me. I'd say if you turn up without a passport, you're automatically just kicked out of the country.
Yeah,
No ifs, no buts.
because if you can't adhere to the way we do things here in the United Kingdom, then you should be
Then why
here.
should you be here?
Then why should you be if you can't abide by our laws? Your country had its own laws and you abided by them. But when you come here, you
It's like
must
the
abide
big
to our
headache we're
laws.
having at the
And
minute. Yeah, it's like the
you
big
know
headache.
deny and refuse to do it, there's then why would we
Yeah,
allow you in the country when you can't abide to it?
yeah, it's like the big thing at the
We've
minute they're
given you
having
the
is
asylum and the
they're
escape
coming into the
that
country.
you've been wanting to get away from the torment and the hell and the destruction that you've been desperate to get away from. So when you come here and you don't abide by our laws and rules, it's back to where you came from because
But yeah, no. But
we
yeah,
can't
going back
have
to
you
what I'm
you
saying,
know breaking our laws and rules when our laws and rules are set in place, and if you can't abide to
Tom,
it,
we don't. Sorry to interrupt. Tom, we know you're back. We don't care. But no, going back to what I was saying, we'll come back to the other bit in a minute. But yeah, from my point of view, and Helen will understand where I'm going with this, is if you do that, yeah, if you come to the country without a passport, right? Yeah, or some sort of identification, we will say.
you,
Yeah.
you
Mm.
Then you know where they've come from. So you can't have somebody coming from. It's like, oh, who is it? I was watching something. It was a couple of years ago. I think it was Romania. They were coming from Romania, hiring a house for a week. And this is still going on now because I know people that do it. They're coming from Romania, hiring a house for a week to live in, signing themselves up for the door money, saying it was because of child benefit. Because we're part of the EU, by the way, just so people know. Yeah.
hmm
They were signed because they were part of the EU. They said, "Oh, my child's, I need to sign up for the door money because under the EU rules they could." So they signed up for child benefit. They were spending the week in England doing scrap collection or basically just bumming about. Yeah. At the end of the week, going back to Romania, and the benefits were getting paid into the bank account in England and then being transferred over to Romania. Now, my point is this: if you had the passport of them, now we're not in the EU and it says Romania, yep, and they say, oh, we're not having this, we're doing what we want, or they just disappear, yep, you'll have the name, you'll have the passport details. If they disappear from this 12-month period where they don't get any physical money, they just get like a voucher type thing,
yeah,
yep. And when you catch them, say they get caught, they're coming in London and they get told to live in London and they end up in Newcastle, for example, yeah? You've got the things on file. So you know then they've come out of London to go to Newcastle with not informing you that they were going to do or anything like that. You basically left. They're
yeah.
not a
So they've
proper
come into
refugees.
London,
So ship them back
they've
to
got to
Romania.
could be moving to London, but then they've buggered off to Newcastle.
Yeah, basically. So ship them back to where they come from. If they
Yeah,
come in without any passport or out any ID, it's an automatic refusal. No
yeah.
matter what they say, it's an automatic refusal because you can't say, I could turn around and say, I'm from Afghanistan.
Isn't that why people get fake IDs and fake passports in the black market or whatever
The
to
thing
get
is, though,
around it?
they should be
So
able to
what are you
tell
going to
what's
do
a
about
fake
But
that?
passport and
this is
what's
the
not
point. What they do
nowadays.
is a lot of them that come into the country, yeah, when they get on the boats in France, get told to burn their ID and say
hmm
they're from, I don't know, Afghanistan. Yeah. And what I'm saying is, if they come up with that excuse, you say, great, where's your ID from Afghanistan? Oh, well, I've got it. That's fine. Get back on the boat, away you go. Are you with me? Because there's got to be
Oh yeah.
something there that you can prove where you're from in the world.
To go then
Again?
back to
Well, by
Well,
law,
yeah, because if
no,
they're
by
there to
law, this
lie,
is the
if they're there lying about where they've come from, why then should they be allowed to come to the country?
well, no, this is the thing, Helen, right? And I've looked into this because it annoyed me one night, and you know what I'm like when I get annoyed.
yeah.
Um, it's what by law, maritime law, if a person comes to like say they're coming from France to England, yeah.
Yeah.
By law, we have as a British country, England, for example, have the right to return them to their point of origin. Now, we don't necessarily have to say you're from Romania, we're taking you back to Romania, yeah.
Mhm.
All we've got to say is how'd you get in? I came in on a boat. Fine, send them back to France. But they will not do that. The reason they won't do that is because there's so much money in it that we pay France. We pay France, it's like 2 million or so a year. Yeah, to stop the rest. It's a lot more than that. It's a lot more than that.
Thing I was going to say about, because I think I read somewhere, and I'm not sure I'm right on this, but I think I read somewhere about the borders for some. I don't know whether it's our borders or some other borders, that they're in the middle of the sea somewhere.
Yeah, we have a border down the British Channel
Yeah,
between us
yeah,
and
I thought
France.
that was the
And
case.
the way it works,
Yeah.
you see how it's working at the minute, and I've actually been and seen this myself, so I know it's true, right? They come in. Well, I personally haven't, but I know a friend of mine who went down and seen it for himself, and he showed me the
Mhm.
videos of it. What they do is the French bring them out on their little boats with a battleship or equivalent. Are you with me?
Mhm.
Right? They
What do you
watch
mean?
them. They get on the little boats, yeah.
Yeah,
The French have a ship going up and down the channel like we do. Yep.
yeah.
They're the equivalent of the RNLI. Yep. They follow them out most of the time. I won't say all the time because obviously people have died, but most of the time they follow them out. Yeah. Right.
Mhm.
What they then do is once you cross that border in the water, the line of whatever, yeah,
Mhm.
right? The French turn around and bugger off back to France. At that point, the British boats ring the RNLI because they know they're coming. Yep. And the
Yeah,
RNLI go out and pick them up if the boat's overloaded and bring them in.
right.
The way you've got a boat with 50 people on, the RNLI rock up, put 20 of them because it's overloaded onto their little boat and bring them in ashore. Yeah. The other 30
Yeah.
carry them in their little dinghy under the supervision of the RNLI watching them. Because they throw them life jackets and everything, by the way, just so people know, yeah. And then they land on the beach.
Okay.
Now, no sense to me. Actually. We should be turning around and saying, look, that's fine, not coming from France. Or it's stupid this and that. And while I get, I'm not saying that there's not some legitimate people are you with me. My point
Yeah.
is at the end, where do you draw the line? At the moment, we're paying, I turn around and say, Fran, look, we're paying you, and we do pay something on my arms. I don't know what you want, but we just about money for something. You don't, right. We're not going to do it anymore. We're going to spend power in the country and make it impossible for the land. Battleship going up there, and I say to the French, make it quite clear to everybody. And the first few boats that come out, we would have to be a bit snotty with it. But I'd just the line in the water, we will say, yeah.
Mhm.
And it's not close to it. I'd just throw all the boats along it and say, if you cross it, we're going to blow you out of the water. The same as you do with the Somali pirates. Right?
I don't think you can do that, Eddie.
Well, legally you can because it's defending your borders. They do it with Somali pirates now.
Mhm.
If a Somali
Mm.
pirates get too close to a boat, they blow them out of the water. And this is
Right.
I think is the problem with the world now. It's got all screwed up. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, second part of that. But yeah, that's my little views. That's my 5 cents for the night,
Also,
basically.
do apologise about the audio quality for a second there, folks. Internet
Yeah, it's
connection
cutting me off. I know.
through three individuals sometimes it may get affected. So do apologise. Technical issues can't always help it.
I'll send you this actually, Helen, because you just literally popped up. It's not been rigged by anybody or anything, but I'll send you this so you can have a read of it. Right? I'll send it to Jordan first. I'll send it on to you. There we go. Where you are. But yeah, no, going back to the other side, don't I say that you'll know this, Helen. When it comes to executions, yeah,
Yeah.
the DWP don't bring the police into it, did he? They get you in yourselves. They take you in for interview.
Yes, no, they'll take you in
They
for
all,
an interview and
yeah,
then go from there.
yeah. But if you're in another country, for example, they don't say, you must come back today. They wait till you come back and then they hammer you.
So
Yeah.
basically, the
Oh yeah,
article that it says here is fresh blow for Keir Starmer as another channel
Crossing
channel
breach, yeah.
migrant record is broken. Gonna end this one and then send you a new one.
That's fine, that's fine.
Right.
Oh,
Catch you
you
later.
look ever Hello again. Hello, Helen. You with us? Hey. Wait for Helen getting here now.
Oh,
Two. Hang on. Yeah, I've
that's
got a
you.
cold. That's
And
it.
she's
Thank
back.
you.
So,
Thank
just as
you.
we left off just a second ago,
Yep.
fresh blow for Keir Starmer as another Channel migrant record is broken. Some 341 people made the journey in 6 boats on Thursday, bringing the provisional total for the year so far at an astronomical of 5,025. More than 5,000 migrants have crossed the Channel in record time this year, heaping fresh pressure on ministers to end the crisis. Some 341 people made the journey in 6 boats on Thursday, bringing the total up to 5,025. It is the quickest the number of arrivals has surged past 5,000 since the small boats phenomenon began in 2018. Last year, 5,000 arrivals was passed on March 31st. The cumulative number of arrivals so far in 2025, 5,025, is 24% higher than at this stage in 2024 when the figure stood at 4,043 and 36%
Helen with us.
higher than at this point in 2023, which was 3,683. The highest number arriving in one day this year so far stands at 592 people crossing the Channel in 11 boats on March 2nd. The latest figures come after the French Coast Guard confirmed 2 migrants died in 2 days trying to cross the Channel on Wednesday and Thursday. One person died after being pulled from the water, while the other person died after trying to cross in an overloaded boat, despite rescue efforts to save them. The UK signed a roadmap agreement with France earlier this month aimed at bolstering cooperation to tackle people smuggling across the Channel. Yeah, all right. The government's new border security, asylum and immigration bill also continues through Parliament with plans to introduce new criminal offences and hand counter terror style powers to police and enforcement agencies to crack down on people smuggling gangs. A Home Office spokesperson said, "We all want to end dangerous small boat crossings, which threaten lives and undermine our border security. The people smuggling
Now,
gangs do not care. If the vulnerable people they exploit live or die, as long as they pay, we will stop at nothing to dismantle their business models, and bring them to justice."
but you'll like this one, Helen. Right? Sorry, you like this one, Helen. Guess where the guy lives that's in charge of our border force?
Go on.
France.
Barrow?
No.
France.
Sweden.
Oh, well, I wasn't
That's
expecting
funny.
that.
Why is he
He
in
doesn't
Sweden?
even. He doesn't even have. He doesn't even have a property in England
Why is he in Sweden when he's
Okay.
supposed to be our border control?
because he's arguing.
Sense.
Right? No. This is the best laugh. He got questioned by by one of these things. What do they call it? Parliamentary. Oh, I don't know what they call it. It's when you've got all the Parliament committees. It was on the TV this week. I watched it. I thought it was quite interesting.
You would have thought
Told him getting into
if it wasn't
political in here.
England, it would have been France because it's literally right next door to us.
No, he's in Sweden, and the reason that he said to him, well, hang on a minute, how can you attend? No, these people are coming in the country all times of the day and night. He went, yeah, it's fine, it's fine. He said, well, how can you then stop them from coming in the country at like 3 in the morning? He's up here. And he said, he said, so you've not got a residency? Not a residency. He said, there's trains and planes. And the parliamentary guy said, what did you just say? He said, well, if I've got a meeting to come to, I'll come over for the day, do the meeting, and go back home.
Okay.
And we're paying him thousands of pounds to sort of bring things coming into the country, and he can't even be arsed living here.
No, I
How
wasn't
the hell is he
expecting that.
making sure they're doing their job?
To be honest, Helen,
Yeah.
it doesn't surprise me.
It's a bit weird,
It
but
doesn't
yeah.
surprise me
I'll
in the
send if I can
slightest, in
find
all
the link. I'll
honesty.
send you the link, and you can watch it later after the show.
It
I
really
just want
doesn't
to apologise
surprise me.
to everybody who tuned in tonight expecting a show about benefits because we've kind of gone a bit
No,
haywire.
we're doing benefit. We're doing everything tonight. It's not a normal show. We do everything tonight. We're doing normal everything tonight. But yeah, no. Basically, it's get my brain back into gear. No, it's ridiculous. Like
Before
going back
time
to
to talk
benefits
about
because I
the
know
events.
you like benefits. No, we'll do that in a minute. Don't worry. We'll go back to benefits quickly. Yeah. So basically, from my point of view, the new PIP rules are, as you said themselves, they're not set in stone as yet,
No, they're not.
but they are going to be very scary for those that don't realise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And my point is,
Personally, I'm really scared. Not for the immediate future, but for the future ahead of that.
yeah,
So personally, yeah, I'm scared. It's not for me, although obviously the finances are
You should be too, perhaps
important.
you've already got your. I mean, you should be fine, shouldn't you? Should it not affect you, should it?
Not straight away, no, because I won't be a new claimant because I'm already on PIP.
No, because
Um,
you're not going to be affected
but that's the thing. I
quite some
don't know
time, I
yet.
don't think.
I
this
don't think
is how ridiculous it is.
I don't think
Because
anybody really, to be honest.
well, this is how ridiculous it is. The way they've rigged the system now. Yeah, you've got people like Helen who are legitimately disabled. Yeah, that don't know where the hell they stand. And you've got people like, for argument, Tom, who plays the system and takes the piss out of the system.
Mhm.
Yeah, in exactly the same boat, and that makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
The legitimate ones should
Though,
get help.
I just want to say and have it on record
Yep.
that I'm absolutely terrified. And I know that there will be a lot of people out there who are feeling exactly the same way I am tonight
Yeah.
and have been feeling exactly the same way I am for the last week and for the last 14 years. Now, I just want to reassure people as much as I can that this is going to be a really slow process. And things are going to change between now and whenever this is properly implemented. It will go through X, Y, and Z. It will go through all the paper stage. Then it will go to Parliament, and then it will go to Lords, and then it will go back to Parliament, and then back to Lords, and then back to Parliament, because that's usually the way things are done. And in the meantime, hopefully, if they are playing by the books, there will be a impact assessment done. Now, I know that doesn't help you. I'm speaking to all you people out there now. I know that you're scared because I'm scared. And I know that there will be people out there with mental health problems who are really, really frightened and don't know what to do and don't know what the future holds. And I just want to say that there are people out there that can help you and that will help you. And you have to seek them out because they're all over online. You just look for them and they will
I'll
help
say
you
it.
because there are so many organizations
Mhm.
in the last week. that have come forward and said this isn't good enough. This is gonna hurt a lot of people. Some of those organisations are, for example, Scope, which is the charity for people with cerebral palsy, which is what I have. Scope have come forward and said that they are not happy with the changes. They are very worried for people. The Samaritans have come out and said that they're concerned. Mind have come out and said they're concerned. A load of charities have come forward and said we're worried about the people that use our services because they don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
So reach out to some of those if you're in trouble,
And if you get
because
stuck,
they will
reach
help
out to
you.
us.
And or reach out to us. I mean, I'm not always around. Well, I am always around, but I'm usually trying to get comfortable or get rid of pain or whatever.
And I'm always at the end of the phone or a message if anybody needs any assistance.
Yeah. Eddie's there, Jordan's there. I'm around, you know. I won't be here next weekend, but
Unless you're a benefit cheat, then we're not bothered.
well,
Then you
yeah.
deserve everything you get.
But the thing is, though,
I just
this
feel
is
the
this
same.
is this is why for the last, I would say, 15 years, people have been slowly leaving the country and going elsewhere, going to the likes of Australia, which is one of the main destinations that I've seen a lot of people from Barrow, never mind just England, just Barrow as a whole. A lot of people from Barrow have left to move to. It's either Australia, America, or
New
somewhere.
Zealand, Canada.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
the places that I've seen the majority is Australia, some spot in Europe, or the
Yeah,
United States. It's or Canada. Like, it's those areas that are the most spots that they will go to. And so I'm like,
yeah. But
does that not tell you
this,
everything that you need to know and why you should be a bit more, concerned? Why are people from the United Kingdom just getting up, making sure that everything's perfect, buggering off to a different country, and then going, well, we're happy here because we've got everything that we need here. And then they will
yeah,
never look to come back to England again because they saw what was happening. They
yeah.
saw what
I
things were
know
happening.
the
Yes, it was very,
standard.
very slow back then, and it's nowhere near as bad as it is currently in today. But they saw it. They saw things were going downhill. And so that's
Yeah,
why I'm like, you're going to find a lot more people that are going to slowly come to the point of, do I follow suit? Do I look to go somewhere where I'll be able to live happily and thrive?
yeah, yeah.
Like,
And
I
Don't
and
forget
can
and
understand
Bogner.
it's a worry for a
I
lot of
completely
people.
understand the people that would want to do that, and you know that if they're able to do that, I completely understand
Oh,
why people would
absolutely, I
want to, because the
completely
state
understand as
things
well.
are in at the moment. You just would.
Yeah, and that goes for the people that live in Bogner too.
Hmm.
What's Bogner got to do with it?
People that live there want to get out. So yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
What's wrong with Bogner?
What did you just
Are
say,
you
Ed?
talking about Barrett?
No, Bogner. Those people in Bogner don't
Got
want
to
to
do
be in
with it?
Bogner. They want to get out. So I agree. They should get out. Yeah.
Bogner?
Who
What's
wants to
Bogner?
go?
Everybody that lives there.
Oh, for God's sake! That's Ed. That's Ed. That's the Ed joke of the week. Dun, dun,
That's
dun,
it. Yeah,
dun,
that's the
dun.
joke of the week. Yeah.
Literally, Ed's there with
Don't
a box.
forget Bogner.
Ed's there with a box of
Bogner,
lemons, going, "Well, like you, lemons."
Bogner, we support you. We're here for you.
Thomas the Tank Engine next ring going, dun, 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 dun.
That's it. Bogner, we support you. We're here for you. Hey, you know, if you watch Jaws backwards,
He's
it's
like, yeah,
actually
they heard
about a
of buy one
shark.
get one free, but now it's Bogner. Bogner, get the hell out
Yeah,
of
it's
here!
Bogner now. That's it. Bogner for the people. Yeah.
I live in
Here,
Bogner. Get the
Helen.
hell out of here!
Yeah,
Helen, have you,
yeah.
if you watch Jaws backwards, it's about a shark that gives disabled people their body parts back. You didn't know that.
You're so funny. Not. Do you know what though? I don't. I, this is going to make me sound so
Stop.
strange, but I don't
Shark
watch
give the person
watch
body
shows.
parts back. Take them
I,
away.
I'm scared of fish.
Yeah. So it's no point
That's
taking
the
you to
new.
watch
That's the
Nemo
new.
then, is
That's the
it?
new. That's the new series coming out though. His next month on
Yeah.
ITV4. It's Bog.
Yeah.
I live in Bognor.
This,
Get me out of here.
I live in Bognor and we have a fish that gives body parts back. Jaws 2, The Return of
Oh,
the
it'll be
Leg.
Jaws. It'll be Jaws. Yeah. It's Jaws. Return of the Limb.
Bargain was a wonderful place.
Jaws.
I
The
would
return.
agree
The return of the limbs.
100%. I mean, come on, Barrow's hardly, is it?
Hey, we're royal now.
That's
You
not the.
can't say that.
It's, and what the thing is, what's the song going to be for the shark on its way? It's.
Give it back. Give it back. Yeah.
I worry about you two.
I've been worried about me for ages.
It's going to be the Star Wars canteen song, isn't it?
Yeah.
Listen to you two, 'cause I can't.
This is right, literally. There were some people that are at our last. They saw how me and Ed are with each other, and like you can tell that you two are very close.
We're special.
Because
I'm not
I'm like
special. They named the
we are
class
quite
after me.
close. 'Cause we
Yeah.
built that relationship. But it's because we're quite similar. We're both idiots.
Yep.
We're both
Yep.
absolute
I agree with that.
idiots. And so we've both also
It was
got
like,
fairly dark humour as well. So when one of us has got that dark humour going, we'll bounce off of each other.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was like Eddie and I when we had Radical, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah. She
People would tune in for
just
me
watch her yell at me.
bits and watch
Edit
watch
this.
you wing it for 2 hours a night.
Yeah, she
And
used to
trying
come
to
on the
That's
radio
that's
to
kind of
yell
like
at me.
the great thing about it is about this channel is that it's that you guys kind of get the chance to kind of
Moodiness.
do that again, but doing speaking
take
about
the
the things that
stress.
you guys are great at. I'm doing what I'm what I've got a talent for, which is talking to people, asking people questions, and
He's like the
having a nice
school
chat, making
teacher.
people feel
Keep the
at
kids in
ease.
line.
Ed's got the opportunity to talk about his
Be
events
red.
and other topics that
Yeah.
he is passionate about.
Oh yeah,
Same
yeah.
for Helen.
That's it. We'll do the events now quickly. Helen can get involved. You'll get excited now, Helen. We've got the stallion coming.
The
Bobo,
stallion?
Bobo.
The stallion. Yeah, the stallion. He's a black stripper, or not white stripper, or whatever word you want to use. And he's how can I put it?
Here we got
He's
Bubba
got a
Bubba
third.
and his best friend Time.
No, he's got a third.
The pink stripper or a
No. Male strippers. He's got a third leg, and you can work that one out yourself.
broken.
Yeah, he's got a third leg. I was informed.
Right.
Let's go, champion.
I'm married. I must behave myself.
He's like, giddy up.
No, what I was going to say.
That's it. I've confused her now, folks. She's lost the plot. Let's go.
But yes,
Sorry,
ladies and
I'm
gents, we have got ladies' night. Ladies' night's coming. Ladies' night.
Yeah.
Get your tickets because they are going fast. They'll go fast.
And we've got a special now that nobody knows this.
Oh,
Guess who's coming back to Barrow?
Jess is coming back to
Oh,
Barrow.
who?
Yes, you'll love him.
Who?
Mr. Roy
Oh no.
Chubby.
Chubby.
No.
Yeah. He's
Coming
coming
back to
back.
Barrow.
He's.
I
Last year we had an absolute whale of a time with Chubby. This time he's coming back bigger, better, and ruder.
And he's bringing his new show.
And he's bringing his brand new show to us for you all to enjoy. And is he doing just the one night?
I don't know.
What was that, Ed? Didn't catch it.
I think Eddie's gone AWOL.
He's the wall.
Eddie.
He's muted himself.
Has he? Is that what's happened? He's muted himself.
He's muted himself. I'm guessing Anne-Marie's grabbed all of them.
Yeah, probably.
He's like, I've had enough of you. But yes, Chubby is coming back, which is going to be absolutely.
It's not really my taste, but I mean, each to their
Like
own.
I always say, comedy is same with everything else. Comedy
It's
is
a subjective
subjective.
thing.
It's subjective. If you don't find certain jokes humorous or whatever, fine. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah,
If you don't like a certain comedian and how they do their stand up or whatnot, that's all their humor or their routines. That's fine. That's fine. You don't have to like it, but that doesn't mean everybody else isn't going to like it.
exactly.
And that's when I go. Like with me, I loved Lee Evans growing up. Like I
Oh, do you
adored
know
Lee
though?
Evans.
Lee Evans is great until you look at him and he's sweating everywhere. And his humor's great, but I just can't look at him. I was, if I turn away from the,
I think the best thing about it is you don't just get the comedy, you get a performance.
yeah, no idea.
One second, I'll see if I can re-add him.
He's
Here
already
he
gone.
is. Hello. Let's see if yeah, there we go. Hello.
Hello. I don't know what happened there. It kicked me off.
Yeah.
But yes, no, he's back with vengeance.
Oh,
Oh yes, we're going to be back
no.
freaking night. And I thought we got a bit of
Oh,
Apologies about that again, folks. That is what I call kind of haywire. So we'll be wrapping this up soon.
how did he get them two mixed up?
I don't know.
Have you heard the latest?
What?
Isn't it?
Helen mixes up George Formby and George
George,
Foreman.
I'm sure I'm not the only one.
He's a boxer.
One's a boxer and one's a guy with a ukulele that stands on the corner of the street, waiting
And
for a
think
certain
when I'm
little lady
cleaning
to
the
come by.
windows.
That's it, waiting for a certain little lady to come by.
Oh yes,
Right.
Ed, you may have
Yeah.
missed my last question. Is Chubby here for just one night?
2 shows, 2 nights.
Not just one, two. So
2, 2,
two. So like I said,
2.
bigger, better, and ruder with his brand new show.
Yep,
What be coming later on this year. That's gonna be
yep.
good.
Awesome.
It's gonna be
It'll be
good.
awesome.
It's gonna be absolutely amazing. Like I said at the last show last year, I was pretty much on the floor. I was wheezing. I laughed that hard
He was, to be fair,
in
and
so
again,
long.
a lot of people did give a lot of grief over it, but he was tame.
He was very
I
tame.
come
He
out with
maybe
worse
said
jokes than
maybe
he was
one
coming
sort
out
of
with.
risque joke, but it was quite tame. From things like other, you know,
I come out with worse
shows
jokes than
I've
he did.
seen at his. I'm like, it was
He
really
never met,
tame.
he never mentioned Bogner once.
I don't know what Bogner's got to do with anything. Explain it to me.
I don't know, but it's just Bogner.
For God's sake, he
And
never.
Chubby never mentioned it once. So I said, I come out with worse jokes than Chubby.
Yeah, because
Explain to me the
sometimes
Bogner
your
thing.
jokes just fly over people's head.
That is true.
Right.
But yeah,
Because
Yeah,
also
Bogner.
like me.
the jokes that you find funny, nobody else does.
Yeah.
They do, they do. They're just not allowed to just giggle because then it shows they're on my level and that just, you don't want to do
No,
that.
they giggle
Nobody
because they
wants,
don't know what to do.
you
They'll
don't want to
give that
admit them on my
nervous giggle.
Whereas I used to just roll my eyes and have done with it.
Yeah, they don't want to admit them on my level because it scares them.
Well, yeah, there is that.
But
Isn't
yes,
there a saying about
we do have
some of us
our
are looking at the stars from the gutter type styly? That'll be you then.
No. I'm sorry. I'm going to take issue with that. I have to use a telescope to see the gutter because it's way off in the distance.
so yeah,
Way off.
we do have ladies' night, which is in a couple of months' time.
I look up and see Penny's wide bum. That's how far off I am. You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ! But yes, ladies' night in a couple of months' time. Chubby Brown
Yes, we have a
sometime
ladies'
later
night
this
and we've
year.
got Chubby coming back and we have, as I say, go back to what get me brain again now because it's kicking in. It's kicked in. we have the I want to get it right because I'll get yelled at if I don't get it right. Please find the right file. It's easy. Ready for this? Let me find it. Let me open this one. Ready for this? We have coming the Black Stallion, the man with the third leg. Rider speaks for itself.
Ha!
Stop.
And
As if that's his name.
Vladislav, who, by the look of it, is an acrobat.
Well, the
And if
ladies
you
will
get a
love him.
VIP ticket, just so people know, you get popcorn
Wow.
and you get to meet the strippers and get your photo taken.
It's a full-on show as well.
Oh yeah, it's not just like guys turned up
It's
taking
not
the
just
kit off.
them getting the kit off.
No.
Like it's a
Anybody can
full-on
get the kit
show.
off. Me and John can get our kit off, but it won't pay us for that. They'll pay us to put back on.
Well, they paid people. They
The
need to
thing
put
is, though,
people
I
in
don't think
therapy after that.
anybody really wants to see that.
No,
Yeah,
exactly. They need to pay for serious trauma
As,
therapy afterwards.
Very
as Anne
serious
Marie will
therapy.
confirm to you, everybody's seen my ass anyway. Because every
Well,
time I'm doing any stuff with down,
your ass, and I didn't want to.
well, you know what I mean? Well, you know what they say, don't you? If you've got it, flaunt it. And if you haven't got it, still flaunt it, and they'll think you have.
Well, yeah, scare people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just don't do it in public.
I've got that figure though. I've got that figure. 8 pack of sausages.
Just don't do it in Bognor.
My
No,
mate,
apparently I've always been told that I've got nice legs, so I'll try and get me knees out a bit more.
I've got nice legs when they're wrapped around your head, but that's another story, and we don't go there.
Stop it! Stop it!
talking
We
about
also
Johnny,
have
eh?
the Christmas show as well this year.
I can hear the panic in Jordan's voice.
Shut up. Oh, like I can't wait to wrap this up for tonight.
Yeah, yeah, we
Because
can hear the
when
panic in
Ed
voice.
goes off the
I'm a bit
deep
off.
end is when he tries to put me off. He tries
Yeah,
to distract me.
yeah,
I know the feeling.
because
Yeah,
he's a nice
I
boy.
remember it well.
it's
Because
a
John's a
pain in the
nice
ass.
boy.
And I'm like, Ed, shut up.
Yeah, John's a nice boy. He's a very nice boy. But his mate's not here tonight, so we can't go in the garden. I don't know
Oh no,
where
we
he's
can't
at
go in the
tonight.
garden. But
Yeah, we can't go in the garden.
oh his oh no. Anyway,
Yes. And on that
uh,
point, I think it's 10 o'clock, so we'll wrap it up. And yes, we'll
yeah,
be
I
back
think
next
that's
week.
pretty much everything that we do have for you all tonight. We've had a really good chat. We've given folks like good advice and some things to talk
Oh, and
about. Think about.
so everybody knows on the panel, Tom Herdman does have a passport. We needed to know that. Tom Herdman does have a passport. We needed to
Yeah,
know
because
that,
he's
didn't
just
we?
used it.
Exactly.
Right.
So yeah, well, he said we're talking about him, so we've got to mention him.
Reaction from Helen.
Yeah, you know,
Are we talking? Why are we talking about him?
because he's a benefit cheat, but that's another story.
I didn't
Right.
even bring it up. It was Ed.
I think that we should wrap it up. I'm a bit tired.
Yeah,
You're always
I think we
tired.
all are now.
I'm
Yeah.
always tired.
I'm always tired. I keep getting phone calls from bleeding Tom all the time.
I
So
apologise to everybody who did tune in for benefit stuff and didn't quite get the whole thing, but we will cover it again. I expect as we get more information.
we need you to get in the chat and tell us what you want to know for future
Yes,
reference.
please. Don't hesitate. Don't worry. Get in the chat with
That
any
way we can
questions that you would like to be
get the
answered,
questions you
and
need answered.
Helen and Ed will answer them as best as they
Well,
can. Next week it'll probably be a little bit more structured than
Well,
this week.
I might not be here because my mum is
yeah. If
coming over.
That's
Helen's not here, good luck,
If
Batman.
I'm not here, I'll leave you to unattended, and I'm not sure whether I should. But if I'm not here, I'll see you the week after.
Yeah, we'll be around. We're not
that's
going
not
to
a
go
problem.
anywhere. We're not going to go away. We don't have a passport.
Well, I don't have one either. So not that I could travel because it would exhaust me, but I don't have one.
No, I don't have a passport. I don't have that. I got to buy years ago.
For God's sake.
Other countries wouldn't let me in.
Go because
Yeah.
depending on all that.
Yeah, no, right. I'm going to go get some food anyway because I'm
Anyways, thank you all ever so much for watching.
But yeah, if you've
That's
got
been
any
Helen
benefit
Sims, Eddie Wright, and yours truly, your host with the most is just Mal. We'll see you all next time. Good night. God bless. Take care. And see you next week.
Well, why did you don't stop it, cat? Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. I'll shout you back down.